Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here once again. I'm at the Baxter Arena this week. UNO has brought in a special guest lecturer. His name is John Grisham. He's here helping out a buddy. He's replacing somebody for this event, and I want to welcome him to Omaha. How you doing, buddy?
Happy to be here, man. Always nice to be in Omaha.
Now, this event, you weren't originally scheduled, but one of your friends was. Is that right?
Pat Conroy signed up about 6 months ago for this, and then Pat got pretty sick early in January. Got a dire diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, and he couldn't do it, and so they asked me if I would pinch hit for Pat Conroy, and I said sure. And he took a turn for the worse. He died about a month ago.
Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty cool that you're able to help out a friend like that. And was there something that you and him did a lot of in the past? What you guys like to do?
Last time I saw Pat Conroy, he came to Charlottesville, Virginia, where I live, to go see a UVA baseball game. And we saw a baseball game in the afternoon. We saw a UVA UNC basketball game that night and hung out and had a great time together. Pat played college basketball at the Citadel, big sports fan, and that's the reason I come to Omaha all the time, is for the College World Series.
How many games do you try to catch each year?
Well, it depends on who shows up. My team is Mississippi State. They've been coming for 30 years, periodically. I came the first time in 1979 to see State play. I came back in 1985. They had the best team ever with Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro, and we were here for that. A couple times in the 80s and 90s, and then they were here 3 or 4 years ago playing for the national title. My son played for the University of Virginia, and Virginia won the title last year, and they've made 2 or 3 trips now to Omaha, so we come for that. I went to law school at Ole Miss, as did my son. And Ole Miss has been here a couple times in the last 5 years, so we get here all the time.
Yeah, Omaha's no stranger to you.
No, listen, around our house in June, when the regionals start in June, we track all the regionals, or we follow our teams. My wife's a big Tar Heel fan, so we follow UNC, and we're talking about Omaha the whole time. Who's going to make it to Omaha? Are we going? And so we love to come to Omaha.
Now, so your son was actually on the Virginia team when they won?
No, he played for UVA about 13 or 14 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a new coach at UVA about 13 years ago, Brian O'Connor, who pitched for Creighton.
Yeah, he was the Creighton guy.
He pitched for Creighton in the 1990s, and has had a great run at UVA. Won the national title last year.
Now you're obviously here signing a bunch of books. It's latest
Rogue Lawyer. Yeah, now available at fine bookstores everywhere.
Make sure you pick that up. With this new book, tell us what exactly is the story behind Rogue Lawyer?
It's the first time I've written a book that's really just character driven, and I've worked on the story for longer than most stories. Just the adventures of a real radical lawyer, and there are a few guys like that in the world. The guys who will take any case, any unpopular case. They're always in court. They're always getting in trouble with judges and juries, and they're just kind of fearless, and they're very, very colorful. There aren't many of them. I kind of wanted to be one when I was a young lawyer, but I didn't have the guts. But it turned into a very fascinating character study. And the story follows our hero, the rogue lawyer, through 3 or 4 different trials. There's actually more courtroom scenes in this book than any of them. So it came out last October, and I'm probably going to go back and return to the rogue lawyer. I've got him set up so I can go back for more books.
Oh, okay. Now, I was talking to one of the nice folks here at the Baxter Arena, and I said, if you were to ask John a question, what would you ask him? So this comes from a fan of yours. When you were doing the lawyer game, at what point did you say, I'm gonna put that aside, I'm gonna start writing books, and I'm gonna make a heck of a living doing it?
Never did that. like most published authors who write for a living, it started off as a hobby. And I tell students this all the time: you got to have a day job. You got to have a real life. This is not something you can count on for money. But you have to start writing on the side. You have to be serious about it, and you have to write a little bit each day before you're going to finish it. But you can't walk in tomorrow and quit your job and say, I'm going to be a writer. Nobody does it. Stephen King was a high school teacher. Tom Clancy was an insurance agent. Michael Crichton was a doctor. They all have other careers established. You better be established, because you're not going to make any money writing unless you get real lucky.
Mm-hmm. Now, you had a lot of success with your first couple novels. They eventually got turned into movies. How does that part come about when they say, hey, John, we like your book so much, we want to put it on the big screen?
It happens all the time with those conversations. Having said that, I've not had a movie filmed in about 10 years, which is frustrating because Hollywood today, they don't want to make smart adult dramas. They want to make cartoons and put all their money, with Spider-Man. But there's not much room left over for adult dramas. You don't see them at the Cineplex on the weekend. And so the business has really changed. But every book I've written is for sale. The rights are for sale. I'd like to see all of them turn into good film because we all love good movies. If I get a phone call from the right person tomorrow saying, okay, we want to film Rogue Lawyer, here's the terms of the deal, this is the way we're going to do it, what do you think? I'd say, sure, if I like it. It could happen tomorrow.
When you're writing a book, do you see it play out in your head like a movie?
I think you have to. You have to go... when you write suspense, it's one scene after another, fast scenes. You really, it's very cinematic, and that's why these books are easy to adapt to film because I write in a very simple way. It's, you got to start at A and you go to B and C, and when you get to Z, you better be finished. And that's kind of what a movie is, one scene after the other. You can flash back and things like that, but it's a pretty basic writing style.
Now, your latest book, Rogue Lawyer, after that, you already had that book in your mind? Your latest
It's half finished.
Half finished.
I start every year January 1st, and I write for 6 months and finish the book in July. And then do the revisions and tinker with it, and by the end of the summer it's done. And it comes out the last week in October in time for the Christmas rush. 30% of all books are sold at Christmas time, and so the big, we try to take advantage of them.
That's pretty committed. You got yourself a set schedule. I like that.
I've done it for 25 years now.
His name is John Grisham. You can check out his latest book, Rogue Lawyer. It's a bookstore near you, and hopefully you get a chance to get out here tonight and catch him at the Baxter Arena. Where can folks keep up with you these days?
Well, I don't do Facebook or Twitter, or I'm pretty much of a recluse. There's a Facebook page that's actually really good that my publisher maintains with all of the latest news and articles and books and stuff like that. I have looked at it in 6 months, but somebody takes care of it, not me.
Well, there you go. Make sure you check out his website, johngrisham.com. Pick up his latest book. See some of his movies. He likes it when you see his movies too. So check out all the stuff, John Grisham. Thank you very much for
My
coming out with
pleasure.
me.
Enjoy it. Good to see you.